This is the Samsung Galaxy S26 Ultra and this is the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra. Now in this video I'm going to run a display test. I'm outside. As you can see, it's 12 Celsius, so it's rather, I would say, awesome temperature. Not cold, not hot, it's just perfect. Both screens are literally the same, 2600 nits peak brightness. They say that the S25 Ultra uses M13 panel. This thing here is using M14 panel. Yeah, one of the new things is apparently the privacy display, but in this video I am not going to test this. I did a lot of testing of the privacy display on and off with the basic and the maximum protection. Also during the day and the night, you might as well want to check these videos. So what I'm gonna do right now here is I want to test some YouTube HDR playing outside with the sun directly at the phones and just see what is gonna happen. But to set the scene straight, extra brightness has been turned on, the privacy display is turned to off, and if we go inside the advanced features, I'm also using some extra tips and tricks for the video brightness. This is set to bright, which hopefully is gonna work for YouTube. So without any further ado, I'm gonna be starting some 4K 60 FPS HDR YouTube videos. I wanna make sure that I'm using the highest available options, and for your viewing pleasure I'm just gonna make it like this. The idea of the test is to see if any of the phones I'm gonna try to dip the screen, reduce the brightness before the others. So this is the S25 Ultra on the left, this is the S26 Ultra on the right. Now I've been using this phone as my main daily driver since almost a week, I would say, and honestly I don't have no remarks with the S26 Ultra. I just love it. The screen in the daily usage is very similar, almost the same as the S25 Ultra. I have also my thoughts on the privacy display. I use it right now only for all my incoming pop-up notifications. It makes sense. I don't really use it full screen on and off because it just dips the brightness, and that's not ideal for me when I'm outside. And then also what we know is that it might desaturate the screen and lower your resolution if you decide to use the maximum protection, but that's really an option, so you can decide to use this or decide not to use it. Right, now let's just see how these two phones are going to perform in this test. Also, something that I'm really looking forward is the in-depth test from Notebook checks on the display, because you can see these black lines. They're definitely quicker than the ones on the S25 Ultra, and on the S25 Ultra we are using like a dual lane 240 Hz resulting in 480 Hz pulse wide modulation. Here it seems it's a tiny bit faster, but I don't have any official information to check. Samsung are not disclosing it, or I'm not able to find it. If you know better, guys, keep me honest in the comments. It might be that this M14 panel here is also some improvements in regards to pulse wide modulation. That is going to be interesting to find out. Nevertheless, the idea of the video is to see what is going to happen with those displays. Are they going to dip the brightness when it gets hot, and see what happens. I'm recording for 5 minutes. As you can see, in the first 5 minutes, the setup and the test itself, there is virtually no difference in the colors, in the saturation, and what is very important for me, and I hope for you as well, with the brightness. Now remember, the privacy display is not being used right now. Some people are saying that the S26 Ultra is a downgrade. It's not, guys, it's not. Even the video I did yesterday was like, is it a downgrade, with a question mark? And I really hope that the people had the chance to watch the video in full, because without the privacy display, this display is, if not better, then almost the same on the S25 Ultra. Now, I have to also acknowledge some people report online that they have some issues, eye strains, so I cannot guarantee for all the people out there, but me personally don't have any issues with this. So if I have to pick up the S25 Ultra display versus the S26 Ultra, I'll probably go with the S26 Ultra just because of the fact that it has the privacy feature, which again, nobody's forcing you to use it, but since you anyway paid like a top dollar for the phone, you might want to give it a check. Alright, let's keep going. The only thing that I'm not too happy with is the fact that the cutout for the front camera on the S25 Ultra is a tiny bit better. It's practically the same camera anyway, I guess, so I'm not sure why they went like this. So this is a tiny bit bigger than on the S25 Ultra, but then again, that's just a minor complaint. Alright, I'm recording 7 minutes and 8 seconds. To make this thing even funnier, I'm going to use my Woman X4 flashlight that outputs 1000 lumens. All right, just to check if this is going to put any additional strain on the phones. Anyway, you can clearly see I'm outside, and it's also a good way to check what happens with the PVM. All right, I will have to replay this video. Samsung is known for making one of the best displays, and Apple phones use it. Some of the iPhones are using, I think, Samsung panels, some BOE. So I don't think that Samsung is going to do something like put a worse display in their flagship phone that costs 1,400 euro. I don't really think this is going to happen, but nevertheless we are here to check. Now, some people were saying that the S25 Ultra straight away had like a better viewing angle and better anti-reflection, and I have to agree with this, by the way. It's probably because of the nature of the privacy display or for any other reason, who knows. But it's true that the S25 Ultra has like a slightly better viewing angle, and is also able to absorb lights better. All right, you can see this also with the flashlight. All right, but it's not, I mean, a substantial differences anyway, guys. What the privacy display can give you, I believe, is much more than just the very tiny reducement in the viewing angle and also in the reflective coating. Nevertheless, let's keep going. I'm now almost recording for 10 minutes. There is no visible sign of brightness dip on both of phones, which I think is quite cool. And it's now also about time to do some quick checks. So the S26 Ultra, 32.1 Celsius, and the S25 Ultra, 30.7. All right, now you might see that the sun is not directly hitting the phones, which I know people are going to say down below in the comments, but still is a fairly good test to see what is going to happen, because the phones are exposed, they're outside, and still the sun is hitting them on the screen. So now both phones are facing the sun, and I have restarted the test. By the way, I have a feeling that they both dimmed the screen almost exactly the same way. Yeah, nevertheless, if you look at it from a different angle, it might seem that the S25 Ultra is a tiny bit dimmer or less brighter, but also have in mind, guys, there is a bug probably with YouTube HDR. Sometimes just restarting YouTube will kind of pump the brightness. Right now both phones, although I measured the temperatures, they're almost like 28, 29 Celsius. Now both phones definitely dim the brightness. And what is going to happen when I just go outside the menu just like that, right? You're going to see it's the same situation, right? So the S26 Ultra performs almost in the very same way as the S25 Ultra. Now this would be the menu. I'm not even sure if this is kind of readable on the camera, but what is very important is to notice that the screen of both phones actually dimmed after almost like 20 minutes, which honestly is not ideal. I remember the days where we were able to disable thermal throttling with the Samsung Device Health Manager, but this option doesn't exist anymore. You can see right now, even if I remove the extra brightness and put it back, and even if I put on the adaptive brightness, now this is pretty much the same brightness level that I will be able to achieve. So the conclusion from this test is that the S25 Ultra works exactly as the S26 Ultra. 28 point something for the S25 Ultra and 27.2 for the Galaxy S26 Ultra, so nothing drastic. Again, the conclusion is they work in a very similar, almost the same way, and they also dimmed almost at the exact same time. I immediately brought the phone inside, and as you can see, yeah, the moment they cool down a bit is everything back to normal. What is very impressive is that for like almost 20 minutes of this torture test, my S26 Ultra only dropped like 4% of battery. Right now when I show the settings screen, you're gonna see the brightness level is absolutely the same on these two phones. So again, there is no controversy. It's pretty much the same screen. It's gonna work exactly in the same way if you don't want to use the privacy display. And if you decide to use the privacy display, yes, you're gonna take a hit on resolution, also desaturation when you're using the max protection, and also, yeah, probably not the best viewing angle compared to the S25, and also less anti-reflective. So I know it's a couple of things, but nevertheless, this is the latest S26 Ultra and this is how it performs. If you wanna check more testing like this, the same test but in a dark room, yeah, you're more welcome to check some of my previous videos. Stay safe, UST over and bye.